party started.
Let's do it.
Is episode number 7? Is that
Episode
where we are?
7. Talk around town.
Talk around town. We're back.
We are.
I'm Geoff Edwards here with Mr. Scott Hall from Hall Around Town.
Good to see you, Geoff.
You too.
Again.
I know.
And, last week's episode.
Oh, that was a good time, right?
A lot of views. We had the Shane DeMoss on.
Shane DeMoss.
We did well.
From the Rusty Bucket.
So. Rusty Bucket Records. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, man. So what's going on? Anything good?
Oh, not a whole lot. Got a busy week. Before this airs, I guess, having a busy week. I'm going to have a great interview on Wednesday with a gentleman from the Little River Band, one of the founding members of the 70s yacht rock group, the Little River Band.
Oh.
And he's going to be on with me. That'll be fun.
And that's going to be on your Facebook, right?
Yeah, that's going to be on my daily shows, my Wednesdays with the band that I do on Hall Around Town Radio. And last week had Seven West on, and he was excellent, did a great job. He's a good kid. And really, I got a chance to see him play over the weekend. Fun stuff.
Yeah, so if you haven't caught that one, everybody, go to Scott's Hall Around Town and watch that episode over there.
And anything we do, people sometimes think, Geoff, that they got to watch it live. And anything we do is going to be on there, and you can find it in the recorded format and check it out. And same thing with this one. You can find it on our YouTube channels or find it on Facebook, wherever you want to find it.
And that's the thing, too. You don't have to just sit and stare at us while we're talking. You can just, especially on YouTube, you can... If you've got the premium YouTube, you can always even turn your screen off and listen to it running in the background. I do that all the time with a lot of different podcasts and stuff. So you don't have to look at us.
That being said,
watch us, listen to us.
What are we going to talk about today? We have these little chats, and we never really rehearse them. We don't know. We don't even know sometimes before we go live here or hit the live button to record what we're going to say. So what are we going to chat about today?
I don't know. I was thinking about something the other day, and wife and I were out running around, and especially on the weekends, we like to, stop and grab something, support local. But we don't ever like to eat at chains. We don't like chain restaurants. My wife's vegan, so that makes it even more difficult when you try to, you can't go to an Olive Garden or a Texas Roadhouse or Chili's or something like that.
Right.
So it makes it really hard for her to eat at places like that. Plus, I really don't care to eat there anyway. So we always try to find the local joint and a lot of places now are actually starting to do vegan or, catering to special needs diets and things like that. So some of the places around town that we've started coming into. And for me, being up further north, I do play down in Springboro and down around that area a lot. But, man, there's some great restaurants down there. So
yes, there are, and a lot of good hometown stuff going on down here in this area. It's interesting, and a lot of them that are out there, like you said, are now making specialty menus and offering daily specials that have to do with special dietary needs and all that good stuff. So, love food. I love Chantel. I like groceries. I do.
I'll tell you one place the other day I was out running around, and I've played there before, but I've never eaten there. I didn't get a chance to eat, was actually Hero's Pizza. And I just got a little sandwich, only a few bucks, and it was so good. Plain, simple, but it was,
absolutely.
And talking to him, it's like, man, a lot of people don't even know they exist. They said they opened just 2 months right before COVID hit, and it's just devastated them. But, man, that food is good. So.
I was actually there on Friday night this past week, and it was their 1-year anniversary. And the boys from Until Rust were playing and stopped in, and they were packed. But it's been a struggle for them because of the COVID and everything else to get people in there. And they have some really good food items. They, you were talking about the sandwiches, and they have a daily special at lunch that's awesome. But one of the things I enjoy the most, and I tout it all the time on the show, is their Cheeseburger Pizza. And
Really?
If you've ever had a Big Mac or a Frisch's Big Boy, it's that kind of pizza. It's got tartar sauce on it versus tomato sauce, and it's got hamburger and lettuce and cheese and all these things. So it's basically a Big Mac on a crust, and it is so good. Pickles all over. It's just really awesome,
Wow.
and that's one of my favorite items there. And you can also get it on the, they have a thin crust. A lot of the places around here giving the cauliflower crust now, if you're into that and not into the carbs.
Right.
It's a lower carb option and that kind of thing. But there's so many good places to eat, and I'm with you on the mom and pop. We will do that. We'll go out of our way to find a place
Yes.
that's locally owned and operated instead of the chain restaurant. It seems to me like the chain restaurants, in my opinion only, have gone downhill over the years. And Fridays used to be one of my favorite places to go years ago, and they had excellent food and all that. And just more and more, you see them closing up, and they're just not what they used to be.
No.
And
Well, I
I
think a
don't
lot
want
of
to
people
get
are.
into dogging anybody. But
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are starting to get a little bit more health conscious and what they eat and things like that. At least a lot of people that I know. And it's not about being on a diet or whatever. It's just about eating at least a little bit healthier and, trying to live a little longer. And some of those places, I mean, when you're talking 2,000 calories per plate, you know, with how many
yeah.
thousands of milligrams of sodium, you feel miserable when you leave there. So,
Cheesecake Factory. You go to Cheesecake Factory
That's it.
anywhere. You go there and you get a plate of food, and it's like serving for four people. It's massive,
oh, yeah.
and it's just another one of those things that you can't eat that much food, and I'm sure they go through a lot of to-go boxes there because of that. But I want to mention that, or let's talk about some of the folks that at least have supported us, and you as a musician, and me as a podcaster and supporter of local music. And there's a lot of venues out there that serve food where we go play and visit. And let's talk about a few of them if we can for a minute, and maybe the highlights. And let's go to Mr. Burroughs. That's the last time I saw you play, was at Mr. Burroughs, and
Oh, yeah.
known for their great grilled cheese sandwiches. Uh, my favorite, their little slider hot dogs, as they're called, stadium sliders. There's
Oh.
three little famous Nathan's hot dogs, and you can get them four different ways, and that's a cool one. That's a nice little fun thing to eat, little mini hot dogs. And if you're watching a game or whatever, nothing better than a good old chili dog. I'm sure your wife would say different, but that's just
They have
a
vegan.
fat
They
guy
have vegan hot
talking.
dogs, right? So
Yeah, that like I said, that's a fat guy talking. Hot dogs make me happy sometimes. But Mr. Burroughs, you've eaten their food.
oh
there.
yeah, their flatbread pizza is amazing. And then if we want to even go down the bourbon selection, I know that's not food, but technically it is, right? It's a health food. It's at least 51% corn, so no
that's
added
the
sugars.
food.
So no,
Yes,
it's
Geoff.
but yeah, they've got great food. And then another place which we actually haven't played in a long time is it's actually up in Beaver Creek, and it's Cold Beer and Cheeseburgers. Little bitty place. They've been there for over 10 years, she said.
Yeah.
We had just popped in there one day just to grab a drink and didn't even know that place existed. And they're like, we've been here for almost 10 years, and it's in Beaver Creek, kind of over there by Target. And little place, their food, they have some of those huge, like if you want a steak quesadilla, they put so much meat and cheese and peppers and everything. They do not skimp at all. And I mean,
Nice.
just everything. I've never had anything there yet that wasn't delicious. I mean, hamburgers, everything, and inexpensive. But that's another place right there that's, I helped get acoustic music in there, and then everything hit, and they basically had to stop it. I knew a few people actually went in there and played. Von Anderson went in there and played for free sometimes, just because
Right.
he liked them so much and everything. But
Yeah, there was one of those cold beer and cheeseburgers in Bellbrook where I used to live, and back in the day, and we used to go there, and it was excellent. We had a great time there, and there's still one I think in Dayton somewhere.
yeah, but she isn't part of the chain, so she's still one of the
She
original.
just bought the name.
Yeah, so she's an original
Okay.
before like all these other ones got snagged up by the corporate. So she's not a
Corporate world.
Yeah, so she's not a corporate one.
No.
She's just out on her own, but it's good up there.
Well, the any of the places that have music and have food tend to do very well.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big part of the combo, I think. And Crooked Handle has recently opened a kitchen in Springboro, and their food is scratch kitchen. I mean, it's top notch.
We went in there
really
for the
is.
first time before a show, and the chef, because of my wife, the chef came out, talked to her at the table, helped her, like, I'll come up with something. He created something for her. He brought it out. Because it took a little extra time, he brought us a free appetizer, then came and checked us. That was the actual chef, not just a waiter or waitress. And I even called the owner over and said, hey, I just want to let you know, you've got, like, a fantastic staff. I mean, everybody was great, and the food was just so good.
Oh, they're such good people there at Crooked Handle. And Heather's in the summer. She's got a great menu as well when
Yes.
they're playing there and out on that patio. And people enjoy that, and Heather's had some of those items on her menu for years and years, and they were named by her friends when they first opened it, and she had them come up with food items and give the name to it, and she's stuck with that, and it's pretty cool. There's a sandwich called the Nay Nay there that's excellent that you'd never think looking at the combo of stuff that's on it would be good, but it's really good.
I might have to try that one when we get back there again. So.
It's on a pretzel bun. It's got cream cheese. It's a healthy alternative. Yeah, but no, it's good stuff. But there's so many choices. If you like pizza, I'm a pizza snob. I'll tell you that right now.
I could eat pizza for every meal.
I like pizza, and I like going to places where they do these creative pizzas and trying things. And one of my favorites used to be at the Barrel was their taco pizza. When they did that, it was just an excellent thing, and like that one. And gosh, I just saw a new place out in Waynesville that I got to go try. It's in Corwin, I think. It's called Roscoe's.
Oh, I think I saw that name.
If you get a chance, look up the menu for Roscoe's and all the different pizzas they have, because you talk about specialty pizzas. I mean, there must be 40 different specialty pizzas on this menu that people just rave about.
And I'm definitely going there.
Yeah, I got to get out there and check that out. I've not tried it yet, but they have everything from pickle pizza to you name it. It's
you can keep that.
It's pretty cool. You're not a pickle guy, huh?
I am not pickles. I'll eat sweet pickles. That's about it. Everybody thinks I'm weird because I'll eat sweet pickles, but I cannot stand dill pickles at all. So.
I'm not a dill guy either. I don't like dill.
I'll only sweet pickles. That's it. Nothing else. But
I can tolerate the pickles on the hamburgers and things like that. Like White Castle. Yeah, I can mess up some White Castles, Geoff. I can't.
Brave man.
I know. Yeah, well, they don't always agree with you, but White Castle. Who doesn't like? Come on, who doesn't like White Castle?
I guess.
If you're talking chains, I mean, if we want to go chains, I'm going to say White Castle,
Crystal,
Skyline
Crystal
Chili, Crystal Burger. Yeah, I love Skyline Chili. I mean, that's one of my favorites.
That's an Ohio thing, though. So
it is. It is. There was one in Florida though where we lived, and it was so popular with the Ohioans that had moved down there. I mean, it stayed busy all the time because of that.
Yeah. Well,
lots of stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, if you want to keep talking pizza, have you ever been up to Dayton and been to Wheat Penny?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
So good.
Good stuff. There's a lot of people that specialize in pizzas, and I love the wood-fired ovens.
Yes. That
a lot of people are using that, as my wife refers to it, air pizza on the edge, where it just bubbles up and it looks like there's filled full of air,
Oh, yeah.
The crust and all that. But that pizza can become a delicacy in a lot of ways. I mean, there's so many creative ways to do a good pizza.
Well,
and you can eat healthy pizza too. I mean, pizza can be okay, if you, especially with some of these alternatives on the cauliflower crust, which
right.
I'm okay with.
Some of them can be good. I've had some really bad cauliflower crust pizzas, but I've actually had some pretty good ones too. So, but I'll tell you, some of the best pizza that I've had, and I've been to Italy and had pizza in every town that we went to, which was fantastic. But believe it or not, one of the best pizzas I ever had was in Kuwait.
Really?
Hands down, it was. Oh man, it was so good. At this little bitty hole in the wall place. Oh, just a margarita pizza. fantastic.
Now, was it owned by locals or was it owned and somebody who had come into the area because the military was there or what?
No, I mean, there's no military station over there. I mean, that was a deployment, so we were, limited to being able to go off base and different things like that. So it wasn't American owned, maybe Italian owned. I don't know, but it was fantastic. So
I have to tell a story. There was a place in Florida where we lived by the marina that I worked at, and it's called Franco's. Okay, and Frank that owned it, Franco, old Italian man, and set in his ways, and I'm not sure he wasn't doing more business running his sports gaming than he was making pizzas, but Franco. One day I was in there and I'd go in and get a slice of pie and a drink in between boat tours or whatever we were doing down there. And all of a sudden this guy came in and got a piece of pizza and he walked up to the counter and he wanted his money back. And he told Franco his pizza tasted like 7-Eleven pizza.
ooh,
And this old Italian guy came unhinged right there in front of all the customers, picked this guy up, get out of my store, and out the door he went and threw him out the door and threw $5 at him for the piece of pizza and said, don't ever come back, and yada, yada, yada. I mean, it was so funny.
wow, that is funny.
Because, you don't want to offend an Italian person about their cooking.
No.
That's wrong answer.
Oh, well, that was
Wrong
some of the
answer.
best food that I ever had when we went over there. So talk about fresh sauces and pastas and loved it.
And I like the Tuscan stuff, but the Mediterranean side of things. Always like to watch those shows where they feature chefs that are from other countries and watch what they're doing and how the love they put into their food. And I'm sure it's that way here. There's a lot of people that open restaurants that put their heart and soul in it.
Yes.
Especially on the local level. To make it good food. And there's a little place in Kettering. What's it called? Christie's. Have you been to Christie's in Kettering?
I don't think so.
We went there for breakfast the other morning. It was excellent.
Really?
Just it's in a little shopping plaza and it's mom and pop owned and
I might have to
all that.
check that one out.
It was good.
I'll tell you another good place if you do like, different styles of food in Mediterranean and Turkish is Pasha in the Green. Have you ever been there?
Never been there. No.
So speaking of being in the desert and being in Kuwait, we did get to go downtown, every so often, and Pasha was the closest thing that I could find to exactly what I had when I was in Kuwait since I've been back in the States. I mean, I haven't had a bad thing there, especially their kebabs, and everything is just fantastic. So if you haven't had a chance to go there, that is definitely a must. So,
and don't you think? I think there's so many people that like the variety of ethnicities and food, and if you're like me, I like to try all kinds of different cuisines, and not just stick to your mama's meat and potatoes here.
I'll eat anything.
The Midwest. Yeah, and I mean, the Greek foods, the gyros, and things like that, and it's funny to go to one of these authentic restaurants though, because there's so many knockoffs of
Yes.
It may say Greek cuisine, but it's not, or Mexican's a big one. I mean, Mexican, I love Mexican food, but
right.
I think and I know that Taco Bell is not Mexican food.
No, it is the furthest thing from it.
And Mexican food isn't always the over the top spicy food that a lot of people think it is.
No, it just has a lot of flavor.
The good places that are hometown, and some of those have even evolved into the chains now, which they started with one hometown restaurant and they've made these chains.
Right.
And you see a lot of it in the Mexican food industry. I mean, there's so many multiple around us: El Rancho Grande, El Toro,
Right.
a lot of L's in
Right.
there. But I love the person that just, you can go in and that menu changes every day, or there's a special menu. Sushi the same way. I like sushi.
Oh, we just came across an all-you-can-eat buffet. I didn't think that they had it, but the way they had it set up, it was a buffet and hibachi. And so, but instead they had everything laid out, but instead of you picking it up, they're behind the counter and they put it on the plate for you and then give you the plate. And that was down in Centerville. Gosh, what is it called? Is it Tokyo or something like that? It's over in a little complex close to our house and Sam's.
Oh, okay.
It was so good.
I know
and so you can get it whatever. I mean, it was
Tokyo Bay, maybe? Is that it? I'm trying to think.
No, I think it's Tokyo Sushi and Hibachi. And it was an all you can eat. And it was fantastic. So I got a little bit of sushi and I mean, I could eat so much sushi that I'd get mercury poisoning. But that's how much I love it. Because Kabuki's one of my
fishing captain friend that has that. By the way.
I mean,
eats way too much.
Another
fish.
one is Kabuki. That one's
that I had that for lunch yesterday.
Love that place.
Actually, Kabuki's great. Small. I mean, you drive by it, you think, but
you go in there and it's
the best.
Oh yeah, and we walk in, they're like, "Oh, it's been so long." I'm like, "Well, we live 40 minutes from here, so we don't get down there all the time." But 9 times out of 10, if we're looking for something to eat, that'll be a good one.
And I love the way they'll sit and explain the menu to you because they've got probably 100 different rolls or whatever you could have, sushi rolls there, and they'll sit and explain it to you all day if you want. What's in it, how it's made. And I just happened to drop in. I was right by there yesterday, dropped in for lunch for a minute and had some of their great sushi. Hannah does a great job there. She's a wonderful owner and the rest of the people. And
have you had their spicy soup?
Yes. The vegetable?
Yes.
Yeah, they served it yesterday with the
you either get that or just the regular, and the spicy is always just. And then their other stuff too. Like the bulgogi, fantastic. So.
And a huge lunch menu too. If you're by there and want to go in for lunch, they've got a interesting, more of a Chinese food like lunch menu where you've got you get a box with an egg roll and this and that stuff. But man, the sushi there is just the bomb. And my wife doesn't like sushi; she's not a big sushi fan. So I've got to find things that she will eat. She's not into the raw fish or any of that. So I have to, get her the cook side of things.
But they've got that, like I said, the bulgogi, and then they've got the chicken. All that stuff's all cooked. So, but man, we could go on all day about this, could we not?
We could. There's so many good places, and how much time we have left? We got enough time to talk about anything?
Yeah, we've only been on for about 20 minutes or so, a little over.
Well, we went way over last week.
We did.
So we had something like a 40-minute show or something there. So.
Yeah, we were
a little long.
We were on for a minute, so. But
I'm gonna give you my favorites at our favorite local music spots here, and you can tell yours if you've got them up your way or wherever you've played as well. But I'm just gonna go in the proximity of the house here, and I'm gonna start at Burroughs, and I'm gonna say meatball appetizer. Got to do that, and lunchtime, the soup and sandwich combo is awesome. The grilled cheese, and you get a bowl of soup, which you can't go wrong with. And then I'm going to say the flatbreads as well there at Mr. Burroughs are some of my favorites. And then as I bounce around, Heather's, the Nay-Nay. Got to try the Nay-Nay.
Got to do the Nay-Nay.
Do the Nay-Nay. Do the Nay-Nay. And ham, green eggs and ham, I think is what it's called.
Crooked handle.
It's got... Yes, and it's got ham, obviously, cheese, and some. It's got a fried egg on it, and then this aioli, this or chimichurri or however you say that.
Chimichurri,
is that right? Chimichurri sauce that's on it, and it's the bomb. It's good stuff. And then if you go to the Barrel, try the pizza. Barrel's got great pizza and. They have fried pork rinds, fresh
fried pork rinds.
If you're on the no carb kick and you're looking for a snack in a bar, their fresh fried pork rinds are off the hook good, and they're seasoned well. And I mean, they come out still popping and cracking in the basket when they come to your table. So, yeah, I mean, obviously not the most healthy alternative for you, but I like me some pork rinds once in a while. I'll eat them. And good stuff, and that's just within 5 minutes of where I live.
Man.
So I can hit all these local spots, and there's many more. El Vaquero, which is down There's a couple of those, but the one there in Franklin, great Mexican food.
Yeah, there's
Sergio owns that. He's a great guy and cool place. Shrimp nachos.
Shrimp nachos. Oh, well, I've been to the one
Yes.
up in Centerville, right there on the corner of whatever that intersection is. So close to
El Rancho Grande.
No, the one. No, I think it's El Vaquero, isn't it?
La Piñata.
So
I know them all. The Mexican places. But no, the shrimp nachos I'm talking about, just simple. Nacho chips, grilled shrimp, and they put a ton of them on it and then cover it with queso.
wow,
It is a heart attack on a plate,
it sounds like it.
but it's good stuff. It is.
Oh man,
What's yours? You got any favorites?
man.
Anywhere?
Well, I mean, most of those places that you named, I love all of them. So I'll go the different aspect, and not necessarily music venues, but just great local places. One that I didn't mention earlier that we like to go to. We're not big beer drinkers, but Eudora Brewing.
Yes.
They have some of the best burgers. They have vegan food, so the wife gets to eat too. And they've got some great beers. And we don't hardly ever drink beer. So that place is fantastic. Like I said earlier, Pasha, hands down one of my favorite. I'll get the mixed
Gonna have to try that.
I'll get the mixed combo, and it's easily enough for two people. And you'll get steak and chicken and a kebab and gyro meat and then some vegetables and rice and different things. And basically, I'll get that, and I can eat that for 2 more meals, even after that meal. So then for pizza, it's kind of a toss-up. You got Wheat Penny and Spinosa's if it ever reopens. It's been closed for quite a while, but they have some really good pizza too.
Yeah, they had live music there too.
They did, and they were doing some
those was- yeah.
renovations. I think they closed for a while because of everything, and I think they were doing some renovating, and so we've tried to go back in there a handful of times, and they're still yet to be open. So I'll have to check again. But those are some of my favorites, I have to say, for sure.
And so many people try so hard with their food to make it different and exciting. And Froggies in Monroe, another place that sponsors some things on my shows, and they have great food, new kitchen, and it's. I think anywhere you go, you can find something appealing, and there's very few places I go that I've ever just walked away from and said, "Boy, I'll never ever eat there again." Most of those have been chain restaurants, unfortunately.
So
The local folks do it. The Mockingbird in Middletown, another one,
Right.
excellent, home cooked, daily specials.
well, I always try to, when we
Making me
play,
hungry.
I always, a lot of times I'll try to get there a little early so I can, especially if they do have food. I'll try to grab a bite to eat. Because now that we play early, starting at 6:30, well, that's dinner time. And now I got to play until 9:30, 10 o'clock, which means I'm not going to get to eat till, 11 or 12. So I try to get there a little early so I can get set up and then get a bite to eat. So it's nice. I've actually gotten to try all these little places down there that I don't normally get out and get to because they're so far away. So, but
Yeah, and food's always been the musician's curse from the point of if you played a lot and you got everything loaded out and in to the venue and you never ate, and then you played and at 1:30 or 2 in the morning you're hitting the Taco Bell drive-through or something because
I
you're
know.
starving, and it's the worst thing you can ever do for your body. I mean, really, if you think about it, and then go to bed on that
Right.
after you eat at that time of night. And not that I'm knocking Taco Bell. We got Taco Bell lovers. We'll get some haters there that'll say, you're knocking my chalupas, but no, I like Taco Bell sometimes too. But
yeah, just make it
nothing-
simple though. Just get a bean burrito, I guess. So,
Nothing better than the Waffle House at 2 a.m. I can tell you that in a
Well,
lot of reasons.
funny.
Not
we
just
actually
the food.
we actually were going to stop the other day because we played and we were out late, and we're like, you know what? Let's grab a little bite. And we went to the Awful Waffle, and they were doing carry out only. And so we were like, all right, guess
Wow.
we're not eating here. So
Yeah, the one by us is open for dine-in now. We went in there not too long ago. But
well,
yeah,
this was
it's-
after
at
10
2
o'clock. So
2 a.m. at the Waffle House is not only good food, but a great
Oh,
show.
it's very.
The cast of characters that comes in a Waffle House at 2 a.m. Man, you could write a book or make a great movie on
Oh,
those.
it's
I'm sure the staff of those places have stories to tell all
and
day
some of the
long.
ones that I've been to that have the security guards and the police standing there, just making sure that nothing goes crazy, just laughing, and that's probably all that they can do. Just it's probably comical to them. They have to sit there all night and watch this. So
Well, there's actually YouTube videos out there. I think series videos on Waffle House brawls and fights and craziness. It's kind of like the people of Walmart the same way.
that's good.
It's an icon.
Yep, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's worth watching sometimes. Some of those people get a little crazy. But after drinking all night and 2 a.m. in
That's
the morning,
right.
people are
What
crazy.
is that? 2:00 in the morning? What? I don't see.
Yeah. What's that song? Beer is good. And people are
That's
crazy.
right.
Yes, sir. So we're about ready to wrap this up. But you had a good weekend of music. You played a couple
Yep.
times. So glad for you. Happy to hear that.
Yep, got some more coming up this weekend, and then more the weekend after that. So staying really busy with this duo act actually going on right now. So just robbing me.
Unfortunately, that's what's happening. That's what's getting booked.
I know it's so hard to get any bands booked. So we'll just keep plugging away at it as much as we can.
Well, here's to a better 2021. What do you say?
Let's hope so. So
I'm ready.
all right.
I love talking food with you.
I know,
Thanks.
yeah.
That was fun.
Something other than music, right? Something different. So
Man, I'm heading to the refrigerator right now. I'm hungry.
I'm gonna go pick some food up somewhere.
Yes.
So
I'm going to a local establishment right now.
oh,
So we're going to be doing that. Yes. So have a great one,
hey,
Geoff.
you do the same, Scott, and
Special guest. Next week we'll have a special guest.
next
on the
week,
show, right?
yes, we'll have to see who we can get to come out here. We might have someone in mind.
We're going to alternate every other week.
So
Just the two of us. Sounds like a song.
Yep.
And then a guest every other week.
that sounds like a plan.
Good stuff.
In
All
the
right.
meantime, hit the comments below, hit the bell icon, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you want to catch us on YouTube so you don't even have to watch us, you can do that. So you don't have to leave everything running, or you can catch us. Scott posted on his Facebook page as well as to his YouTube. I'll post the link on our Route 88 page, and you can catch it on YouTube as well. So until then.
Oh, and we desperately need YouTube subscribers.
Desperately.
I'm starting to have a complex on this, guys. It's starting to bother me. So subscribe, please.
Oh.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Until next
Bye.
week. We'll see you, Scott.
We'll see you, Geoff. Have a good
Hey,
day.
you too.